All right, ciao a tutti. It is Sam from Aperilife. And in today's video, we're going to do a really quick get ready with me. And we're going to talk about a social media influencer that I just heard about, but I did a little bit of research and I figured I would talk about her simply because she's an influencer. She's a pretty successful one. And I am a little tiny piece of the influencing community, not much, but I've been offered to host tours and things of that sort in the past. And this is a person who has been accused of scamming people and stealing money and hosting events and it not happening or whatnot. So I figured I would talk about this particular person that I did a little bit of research. So for those of you who are new to the channel, ciao, my name is Sam. I live between Florence, Italy and New York City, which right now I'm in my New York City house. And I'm a flight attendant. I am currently getting ready for a trip. Tonight I'm going to Paris. I just came back from Paris yesterday. I will stay in Paris for a day. I will come back to New York. Then I will go to Venice, stay in Venice for a day. Then I'll come back to New York. And then I'll go to Dublin, stay in Dublin for a day. And then I'll come back to New York. And then I will go home to Florence. I am doing my long stretch of trips, which allows me to be home for a while and maintain my lifestyle as a person who lives between two countries. So from what I've seen thus far from this young lady, Maryjane Byarm, I don't know exactly how to pronounce her name, but Maryjane, we'll just call her. So what I've seen is she's one of the many social media influencers who has made their living as being a person who travels, but traveling is expensive. There is one thing if you're a person who travels occasionally and you save up, and nowadays you don't have to save that much to travel, guys. Especially if you're going off season, if you're going, depending on the airlines, let's say, for example, from JFK to Milan, there's multiple airlines that do it, not to mention Venice and Rome. United goes from Newark to Naples. If you're going to Italy, if you're just trying to get into Europe, you have plenty of options. And once you're there, it's relatively cheap to travel, especially if you're in Italy and you're taking a local train. It might take you twice as long, but it will save you a lot of money. So being in Europe is very affordable. Now, for what I've seen from this Maryjane person, what I've seen is that, and there's Instagrams talking about she's a scammer. There are Instagrams, there are YouTubers, many YouTubers that have talked about her. I never heard of her before until my sister sent me a video from, what's the name of the guy? I think it's Choice. I think that's the name of him. He made a video about her that actually went really viral, it was almost at 1 million views, and he did that 2 years ago. And he did this whole thing of finding where she was in Amsterdam, which was low-key, a person can say stalkerish, but it also was to highlight that you really need to be careful what you put on social media, because he was able to find her from information she willingly provided. She might have not known she provided it, but she put it all out there for him to be able to just track her. Really simple, really easy. So, with her traveling throughout Europe, it's relatively cheap. Supposedly, she's trying to go to every country in the world. She's been to 100 of them, I think, or she has 100 left, I think it was. And there has been conflicting stories where in 2018 or something, she talked about she had been to every country in Europe. And then in 2022, she was I just went to my last European country.
We've been to Paris, we've been to Germany, Sweden, Norway. Well, I've been everywhere in Europe, so I forgot to celebrate. Albania was my cap on Europe. I've been to every single country in Europe. That is crazy, guys. Took me about 5 months in total. And then I'll be in country 125 tonight, and that will complete Europe. When I'm done with that country, I will have visited all of Europe, the entire continent. I've been to every single country in Europe. That is...
So there are some conflicting stories about the history of her travel. And then there is also there's a lot of people who agreed and paid to go on these tours, which were supposed to be influencer tours. And with that, they got scammed out of their money, allegedly. I don't know this lady, so I'm saying allegedly. A lot of people are saying that they just did it. I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about nobody. I'm just going off of things that I've seen on the internet. So we're gonna go by that. So this person has supposedly robbed all these people of their money, and they just made a video recently actually saying that they were, and let me tell you exactly, because I'm looking on my Italian phone here. She made a video not too long ago, like 11 days ago, where she says, honestly, I'm struggling. And that's a video that I attempted to watch. I watched it and I was just like falling asleep. It just wasn't an interesting video. And I was like, maybe this is just this one particular video about her. And she has a lot of followers, so somebody finds her interesting. But for me, I didn't find it so interesting. And then I seen another video from a guy that was talking about her Egypt trip. And he was saying how, you know, like she said that she had been to Egypt 6 times, only 1 time with her brother. And then the remaining 5 times she went alone. And only on her last time did she talk about Egypt being one of the worst places to go. And she was then concerned about the horses. She was then concerned about being a woman by herself there. And he said he had been there before. And the fact that she was now complaining about it, these are things that have always been there. And the fact that she was just complaining about it means that she really and this is during the time of her having financial distress, I'm assuming, where she couldn't pay for like an expensive tour guide, or she couldn't whatever. What he said is that she's not a person that gives honest and serious and reviews, because these are things that any person who has been to Egypt before and has been a woman traveling there by herself, these are things that they would have noticed and that they would have at least told their viewers about previously. And she didn't tell her viewers about it until she was basically in a financial rut. So anyway, I watched several videos about her, and I watched some videos of people talking about the fact that they had gave her all this money and they had to like zell it to her sister, zell it to another account. She said she would pay them back in increments, like all of this really fishy stuff. And I'm not exactly sure what exactly happened beforehand, like what these people were promised before they agreed to do this tour with her. But I'm here to tell you all, because I have had an agreement with a company before to host a tour. So what happens with a lot of tour companies is that it's a company that's already organized, and what they want is you as the influencer just to be the face of it. You'll make a percentage of whatever is made, and depending on the amount of people who you have come, and then also depending on the price range that the people actually say that they can afford and the price that you build your trip for. So for example, I live in Florence, Italy. I have 121,000 on TikTok. I had a company reach out to me multiple times that wanted to do tours with me. What I would do is I would advertise these tours on my page. The hotel is included. I believe airfare was not, but you would have a tour guide that would take the people to each and every event, and your personality, your character is what these people are paying for. I really, really, really enjoy watching Sam on social media. Therefore, what I would like to do is get to know her on a personal level. There's a lot of influencers that have had like companies reach out to them. When you are approached by these companies, they tell you other people who have been who have like worked with them. They tell you that. And you see people, their tours sell out right away. You have people who do this, who that. For me, I'll be honest, guys, I just was not like into it. So I put it on my page. I reached out to my followers and I said, if you're interested, take the poll, which is another great thing they did. Like, where would you like to see this person in what country? So you take the poll. They took a poll. Of course, Italy was one of the main places. They put their price range, which allowed me to be able to price what I would want my tour to be. And for those of you wondering, tonight I'm working a late night flight to Paris. So I will only do my makeup from here up. And then because I typically wear a mask on the plane, and then I'll just do lipstick. So I'll do from here up, and then I'll probably do a little bit around this. Anyway, so with this particular company, the way that they do the tours is it's a very standard way. And Everything is written out. The people can pay in increments or they can pay all at once. And there is a timeline for me to cancel. And there's also a timeline for everyone else to cancel, and like for me to cancel in general. And then there's also a timeline for people who are interested to cancel and still get their money back. From what it seems that this young lady offered, Maryjane, it was a Dubai influencer retreat. Like she was going to teach them how to be an influencer. And with that, they would go to Dubai, do stuff, and then I guess she would show them the ropes. I honestly, just reading something like that, for me, it screams scam. I don't know her, but it screams something that I would never want to pay for. Like it almost seems like one of those seminars that, and I've been to them before. I used to model years ago. So I used to be like one of the models who would stand there ahead of time and host people in and do this. And, you know, your agency sends you to a little bit of everywhere to do a little bit of everything. But, it seemed like something, it's like a lot of influencers, which the guy, I think his name is Choice. Choice TV or something. I don't know, you guys can Google it. The phone that I'm using to record this is the phone that my sister used to send me the information, so I can't look it up now. But his particular page, you know, he talked about like, you know, like people who are Instagram famous because of the timing. They became Instagram famous because of the fact that they were OG YouTubers. They were like the only thing available. I know plenty of YouTubers like that. And I know some people who are like that, who are not happy because they did not move along with the time. There's so many things that you have to, you know, you have to cover, like pop culture. You have to cover that. Or if you're going to stick in your lane of being a person that is only Italy or something like that, you have to make it interesting. I had changed my, and I'm not a professional makeup artist, so don't roast me for how I'm doing this. This is just how it gets done. There are plenty of people who think that like they're going to be the only this or the only that online. And now that more people have put their faces out there and they're comfortable because of their TikTok. They're comfortable because of their Instagram. They've built a persona. And then not only that, a lot of these people realize that you can make money off of YouTube. So you have a new stream of people who are now making money off of YouTube simply off of the views. And then you get the sponsorship. So this one guy, he talked about that. Oh, shoot. I really didn't want to have to get up and get something, but I have to get a tissue from my messed up eyebrow. All right. I don't plan on editing this video. So you guys are just going to get me in this moment. This magic moment. I don't have time I have to be to the airport at 9. It's 6 o'clock. So I really want to take my time with this video, upload it, and then have a great night. So anyway, like he talked about that and how there are so many people who made money off of it. And so people saw it as an opportunity to be able to travel and make money while abroad, which is great. It's great. Travel, make money, you know, just talking about your lifestyle and all this other stuff, which is great. But a lot of YouTubers, they have jobs. And not only do they have jobs, but they've invested money into like the money that they've invested back into themselves. So let's say, for example, like some of my favorite YouTubers, they have outside jobs, like the personalities that they've made from social media. They've made, I don't say passive income, but they have outside businesses that they have been able to promote and be successful from because of their social media. So Maryjane put herself in a predicament to where I think she's only like 25. She put herself in a predicament to where she's not wanting to get back into what the real world is, or she's not interested in going into the real world, which is having a job and all this other stuff. She's just traveling. And I just saw on her page that she just uploaded a video. She just uploaded a video saying she's moving to Switzerland, and Switzerland's expensive. I don't know why she's doing it. She says, I'm moving to Switzerland. She did it 1 hour ago. She got 997 views thus far. And a lot of her videos on her account, someone pointed this out as well. I'm only going here. they pointed out as well that she's not getting a lot of views because of the allegations and her not addressing them ever. And then also her comment section, like the video will have like a bunch of like views, and the comment section will have like only 8 comments. So what it seems that she's doing is she is filtering the comments, and she only allowing comments that she wants to go through. So not surprising, there are plenty of people who've had scandals happen, and they do that. Like they filter the comments, they whatever. If you're like Tasha K just lets the foolishness go through, because you know what? It doesn't matter. All interaction or engagement is good engagement. That's why people say if you're going to thumbs up the video, if you're going to thumbs down the video, they don't care, because it's still engagement. And so this girl, this young lady, I don't know, she's 25. So whatever you want to call her, she's 10 years younger than me. She has been scamming people low-key, allegedly, from what I can see. And so it's really crazy because she still has supporters. I don't know if the people who are watching her videos are supporters, or if they are people who are watching her videos just because they want to see what a train wreck of everything is. But last time I checked, she's still being monetized on her page. And I hope she's not doing any more of the tours, because people have complained about her. And so on her Instagram, she's been blocked. She has been blocked on her Instagram, which if you are a scammer, I 100% support the crowd. It's not crowdfunding, but like everyone coming together to like highlight and report you, highlight the fact that you're scamming and to report you, because a lot of people spend like their hard-earned money to go on these types of retreats and stuff with their favorite influencer or their favorite, pastor or something like that. And it's not right if you're stealing from people. It's not right. And supposedly a lot of the people messaged her. They never got their money back. They never got the final payment. They had to keep messaging her. She didn't respond. One girl messaged her mom. I don't know how they found her mom, but one person messaged her mom. And guys, travel is not easy. And right now, in the nomad, the digital nomad area, or the remote working community, there's so many ways to make money remotely. Like there's so many, especially with those VPNs, where you can say, you can block your location and you can make money with so many companies while you're abroad. One thing that is my biggest question for people doing what she's doing is, how is she moving to Switzerland? Guys, she's going to be considered illegal in Europe, and she's going to find herself in a situation where she's in Europe past the allotted time to be in Europe. There is just because you're American, you have a blue passport, does not mean you can stay in a country forever. You can only be in Europe 90 out of 180 days. So when you add that together, it's technically half of the year. So when I'm in Europe, I am not a resident. I no longer hold residency in Italy. So what I do is I count my days. And so when I know that I'm coming close to my amount of days in Europe, I make sure I'm out of Europe. How is she moving to Switzerland? Can somebody please tell me that? What residency does she have in Europe to be able to do that? Now, maybe she has a student visa. Maybe she's there on a whatever. But even to do that, you have to prove income. She's 25. So it's not like she is a young student going to study at the University of Syracuse or NYU or, whatever school. I don't know what schools have campuses in Switzerland. I know who has campuses in Florence, but how exactly is she planning on moving to Switzerland? How? 90 out of 180 days means that if you're in for 90 days, you have to be out for 90 days. That's in the Schengen area. So that means that she would have to go, maybe she might be able to get past it in Turkey or something like that, but she still would have to be out for 90 days. So she would be back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And not only that, guys, how is she able to afford it? Because from what I understand is her sponsors are gone. Or maybe they just have cut back. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't done all the research. We're going to go ahead and throw that out there into the universe. I haven't done all the research, but from what I've understand from different YouTubers, because of all the scandals, big people are not contributing, not like supporting her anymore. And that's a big part. A lot of these people who are influencers, they're getting their money from the tours that they have that are attached to their name. I know plenty of people who are doing that in Italy. Not only that, they are hosting tours. That's another thing that they are doing. Not hosting tours. They're hosting, you have the tours of actually the city. Like maybe you're going to Rome, Florence, and Milan or something like that. And then you also have people who will, host like market tours, wine tasting. Do you want to have a wine tasting with your favorite social media influencer? You know their personality, you know their family, you know what they like, you know what they do not like. Please come on down. And you're like, yes, this is me. I'm the lady who you love on social media. And they're like, yes, come on down. This is your favorite influencer. Don't you want to be with her? So I'm just confused, guys, on how this woman is able to do this, simply because of the fact that there are laws, guys. You just can't pick up, just because you can like pay for a plane ticket and pay for the extra bags to be checked. That doesn't mean you can just move to another country. I remember my mom, and I'll say this, it's a sense of ignorance. It is a sense of ignorance and privilege when you come from a country like the US. I think there's a lot of Americans who, not all, but I think there's a lot of Americans who have this issue where they stay abroad in other people's countries and they disconnect the fact that they are no better than people who they might dislike coming from other countries, just moving to the US. A lot of people from Brazil, a lot of people from Argentina, a lot of people from Central and South America, also from Europe. I know people who just moved to New York from Ireland and just never went back to Ireland, and they're in the States illegally. Technically, they're illegally in the States because they have an expired visa and they were supposed to leave after a few months and they just stayed there. But this is something that is no different from what she would be doing unless she can provide a visa, which I have not watched her video. And maybe she explains that in her video, or maybe you guys will comment down below and be like, she explained that she's got a digital nomad visa. She's got this. She's got that. I don't know. Maybe she does have it. But I want to come out here and let all y'all know you can't do that. You can't do that. And you need to make sure that you're doing your due diligence when it comes to investing money into people who you know off of the internet. And please listen, like Erica De Niro TV says, like the Yelp reviews. Like if someone is saying that this person is a scammer, look into it. Like I don't understand how this woman still has so many followers. And I know that some people follow and they just never unfollow, you know, like maybe she's not being pushed into their algorithm and they follow her and they just forget that they follow her. I know it's like that, you know, like I know people who I follow and I never see their stuff. And like sometimes I see, I'm like, who is this? Like I love Trey TV, like it's Trey back again, hit you with another one or whatever he says. I never see his stuff anymore. Like I have to actually search for his stuff. It's very rare that I see his stuff. So like if you are liking videos, like I like videos of TV shows I never watch, like Real Housewives and all of that other stuff. That is something that gets pushed into your feed. So I get tons of videos in relation to that, which is fine. But there's a lot of people who I follow on YouTube that I probably follow years ago that I do not support now. And there's some time that I'll see somebody that will pop up and I'll be like, I'm subscribed to their channel. Like, unsubscribe. I no longer like what you do and what I do. I no longer support that, or we have two different views. And I'm sure they're still just as popular as ever. But for me, my view, I'm like, I don't support this person. I don't know what they're talking about. You know, you see the change in the demographics or like in the content and you unfollow the person. But yeah, I'm sure that's something that she's had happen. I didn't look at her social blade, which I'm not even interested in looking at her social blade to seeing if she's had viewership drop. If I do look at her social blade, I'll post it over here. Like initially I wasn't planning on editing this video, but I think I want to add like some music or something to it. But this video is to tell you all, beware of the people who you're sending money to. Please look and see if they've been accused of not paying people. Like supposedly she was asking for $2,500. People have given it to her. How are people giving it to her? I don't know. How is she able to fund her life abroad? I don't know. She said that she's struggling. I don't know if it's struggling with mental health or if it's struggling financially. I don't know. But either way, traveling is addictive. I will give it that. Traveling is something that's really addictive. And a lot of people, there are a lot of people who are in positions. All right, I think that's good enough. Put a little setting spray. Right. See this. I'm not doing a lot. It's a late night flight. 9 o'clock sign in. 10:30 departure. So for moi, I am taking it easy. Taking it really easy today. Even though it doesn't look like it's easy. I'm like applying it all. So anyway, and if a person is doing a tour and you are sending money, guys, do not send it to a random Zelle. The Zelle that she was that was supposedly people were sending it to was her sister's account. There should be a business account that you are sending money to. And because she's in Europe, Zelle is not something that's like in Europe. I don't even think, does Canada have it? Zelle is like a US thing, I believe. So if you're sending someone money, it needs to be going to a business account. You need to have the details of what would happen. You need to know ahead of time of the hotels that you will be staying at, the area of the hotel, the basics of it. You should have an itinerary. You should know if food is included. Like some of these girls who were going on her tour, they were saying like there was some information like they had no idea about. And then supposedly also it was supposed to include like airfare, which let me tell you, $2,500 including airfare and all that stuff, that's really cheap. It's alarmingly cheap. Let's see. I'm going to click on her thing. I'm moving to Switzerland really quick. 26 comments. Someone said, I just donated. I'm so glad to be able to give someone following their dream. My husband and I will make the move to Switzerland next year. Amazing. I wish I could hop on a flight now. Amazing. Do what makes you happy. I'm certain we are complete all but beautiful Switzerland. Loving all this fabulous content. There's no one that is saying anything negative. I'll be honest. Switzerland is a very difficult country to get citizenship for. And I'm going to...
What you eat instead of leaving it up to chance. So I got some boiled eggs. They're always colored here in Switzerland. They're so beautiful. Cards. But anyways, yeah, if you sign up today for my postcard program, if you don't know what that is, it's a way for you guys to support my journey of visiting every country in the world, and then a way for me to give back to you. I will send you, if you sign up for my postcard program, I will send you a postcard from every new country I visit, a little handwritten note. I was writing them out today while we were on top of the mountain. And so I picked up a bunch of these from Rotherham Mountain for you guys, and I got stamps. Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Okay, guys, don't do that. Don't do that. Like if she's doing like I guess I think it's like $25. It's kind of, I won't say it's funny, but the guy whose video that my sister sent me, he had already included that clip of her saying that she was doing that. So it seems like she's reusing content for this. If you want to do that and support this young lady, it had nothing.
Before I send the milk chocolate. So yeah, if you sign up today, I'll send you this cognac syrup, milk chocolate with the cognac syrup center, cognac syrup center
chocolate and stuff. But I'm glad to do that for you guys. So sign up down.
Okay, also, let me just tell you guys something, because I have friends who have businesses in Italy, and what she is doing is kind of like illegal. So I'm going to tell you this why. To send postcards is one thing, but if you are shipping food to somebody and it's not like a gift, it is part of a deal to like, this is pretty illegal. At least in Italy. I don't know about in Switzerland, but my friends, they are Americans. They have an artisanal company, and they are not allowed. They have not been approved to add. They sell like those boxes that, you know, like where you can get like perfumes and all this other stuff. It's something that actually was really popular during the pandemic. Now, not so much, because people are just traveling. They were not approved by the Italian government to sell what things that people want the most from Italy, which are food. So no pasta, no olive oil, no wine, because this is not something that Italy needs foreigners in their country to do. They have locals to do it. So if you want to start a company in Italy, and you want to start a company where you're selling something that Italians are already selling, there's no point of them allowing you to get a visa to be in that country. So what my friend sells is like perfume. She goes around to all the artisanal people. Her company is called Italy in Season, I believe it is called. She's going to kill me, but I think it's Italy in Season. So she sells all these things. She goes to all these artisanal people in Florence, in different parts of the area, and she adds all this stuff in the box, right? And she sells it. It's a girl heavy on the blush, heavy on it. So what she's doing right now, it's illegal because she's selling food, and she has not been approved to do that. She doesn't even have, from my understanding, a visa to make money in that country. So it's, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's posted that, because from what my understanding is, it's highly illegal. I'm sure it's something so small that nobody would probably even care or notice, but it's sort of kind of like, you're doing something. And I mean, not only that, going to the mail, going to the post office to send all that stuff. If you're sending food, it is completely different process to send food, even within the country. There's different paperwork, which I've done before. Like I was sending stuff to my friend in Milan. There's different paperwork that you have to fill out if you are shipping food anywhere. So she's trying to ship food from Switzerland to people who would possibly be all over the world. She won't make money off of it. She won't. If she's trying to send a box of cognac chocolate, which you can get really anywhere, guys. If she's trying to send a box of cognac Swiss chocolate to the States, she's supposed to declare it being food. It's not like, I know it's not like beef or meat or anything like that, but it's something you can consume. You have to have a visa. You have to have like paperwork saying that it's just, I don't know how she's doing it. I don't know the fine details, but from what she's basically saying that she did, like that I just saw at the end of that video, it's something that seems like, ooh, yeah. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching my video reviewing this. I hope that those of you who are interested in who are actually interested in traveling to Europe or around the world. She's mostly just traveled to Europe and some places in Asia, which has been another big thing that I saw on some of her pages, some of her comments that she did let through, which is very interesting that she did this. It was comments saying that, how come you haven't really been to Africa? And she kind of like, you know, she made it seem like she really low-key chewed the commenter out about it. So it's kind of interesting that she let those comments go through. But nonetheless, if you are a person who would like to travel to another country, there are a lot of countries where it's safe for you to do it on your own. That is both on the continent of Europe, in Africa, in Asia. Same thing, there are a lot of places in Europe, in Africa, and Asia that are not so safe for women to travel alone. And I would suggest you travel with another girlfriend and or you invest the money for a tour guide who is well versed, who is accredited, and that like her one guy who commented on her Egyptian trip, he was saying like, oh well, you know, you have to go to places and where they have the stables and the horses, and you know, making sure they're treating the horses right, and how they basically abandon the horses when they're no longer interested in the horses. And you know, it's things. I haven't been to Egypt. I've been to South Africa, I've been to Ghana, and I have been to oh my gosh, where else did I go in Africa? Is that it? Just South Africa and Ghana? I feel like there's somewhere else I've been in Africa. But nonetheless, I felt very safe there. I was traveling with crew members and men and things of that sort. But I do understand that some countries are not so open to having women travel there, especially if you're not wearing traditional garb, if you're not covered up. Maryjane did go to Afghanistan, like she was with the Taliban. So it's kind of a little bit fetchy on some of her like viewpoint. Like, yeah, that's a little bit, ooh, wee. There's the girl, ooh. So my advice is, if you are going to do tours with groups, make sure it's an accredited company, make sure there's an insurance plan, make sure you are familiar with the company, not just a random person who says, hey, meet me by the garbage can on West 5th Avenue between the Popeyes and the freaking Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. It shouldn't be a lot of people around there because the Chick-fil-A will be closed. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Go with an accredited person. And if you're following an influencer, please make sure that they have their ducks in a row, because it is really easy to take advantage of followers. And I knew when I got rid of my tour, when I canceled it well in advance. I had one person that actually messaged me asking me about it, and I was like, please contact the company. And she did not have any problem getting the money that she put down back. And not only that, I knew that in the middle of August, I knew what I wanted to do in Italy, and it was not work. It was not be at the Colosseum, in the Vatican, and be in the thick of things, which it's hot as heck. I knew that I didn't want that. I knew it. And so I backed out of it. And a lot of these people, they don't want, like the one girl who gave a review of her tour was saying like how she was not pleasant. And it's a lot of people that see tours as money grabs. They're money grabs. They're easy. If you have a decent amount of following, you can like a person as you see them for the small amount of time. But when you see them in person, look at that. This is how my face looks. Woo, woo, going to work. Anyway, when you see a person in person, you know, they say like, don't meet your heroes or whatnot. That person could totally be a horrible person. What time is it? 6:28. It didn't take me long to do this, even with the chit-chatting. So, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm not surprised that there is an influencer scamming their followers. I'm not surprised. I'm more disappointed that there are people who are still supporting her. But even with her saying that she's going to send out postcards and stuff, let me tell you guys, all that stuff is exhausting. Doing all of that is exhausting. And it's better to just make content you like, because that's kind of my thing right now. I was like, I'm not going to like make content that copies what other people are doing, which is vlogging. Like, that's so time consuming. Like, I'm going to make the content I like. I'm going to talk about Italy. I'm going to talk about pop culture. I'm not going to put myself in a box. My nail broke. I'm not going to put myself in a box. I'm going to do whatever I like. And if people like it, great. If they don't, then they don't. But I'm going to be true to myself. I tried it. I did it a few months ago where I tried the vlogging. I actually created a second channel for it, and it was time consuming. It was not fun. And when you are recording something that's time consuming and not fun, there's no reward. On this particular channel, I've privated a lot of my videos, but I enjoyed just making videos about Italy, about you know, news that was happening in Italy, about my thought about certain things, about Chloe, Hallie, Normani, like things that I just enjoyed. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to continue to do. And even if no one's sitting here watching it, it's perfectly fine because I'm enjoying making these videos. Even when I edit them, I now like the way I edit them. Like I just feel so much at peace with where I am and just being true to myself. But like a lot of these people, and I have a real job, a J-O-B. I am not a person, and not saying that there are social media people who make money off of this and they know their niche and they're continuing to do that and they're living within their means. Like they're not traveling and doing all this stuff. If you're a social media person and you're traveling and stuff, you need to have a stable amount of income, because like a remote job or something like that. Because you have to spend money to keep up what you're vlogging about. You have to make money. You have to travel and spend money to make videos to make money. Versus if you have someone like a Funky Dineva, like a Rodney the Voice, and these are just some of the people who I enjoy their video occasionally, like Kempire. We have people who are making videos from one place. So any money that comes in, they're able to reinvest it into their business. Not, I have to now travel so that I can make more content and make another video to hopefully make more money off of it. These people have to have real jobs. There's so many people who do not want to get the real job. When you get used to that lifestyle of like just being able to up and go, it's a great lifestyle, especially if you're young and you have very minimal expenses and all this other stuff. As you get older, there are things that you want. So I don't know if this girl's going to find her a guy that's going to help her maintain her lifestyle or something like that. I'm not saying that's the only thing that she has to do, but I don't understand how she is living abroad and surviving. I just don't. And you guys can comment down below. This is not a video to bash her. I don't know her. This is a video to actually like voice my concern of what the heck is going on with this person. Why are people supporting someone who has been known to kind of be a person who allegedly scams people? They've had more than enough examples. And then not only that, one of the concerning things is that she's now running what seems like another scheme of like, if you send her $25, she'll send you a postcard in like some cognac chocolate. If you're an entrepreneur, you have to come in, you have to present your plan to the country. They give you a visa and they give you a guideline of what you can and cannot do. So it just seems like a lot of like inexperienced things happening. And I really hope that no one gets hurt, because this one YouTuber was able to easily find her. So if she does have a person who is frustrated with her, she could be considered a target. It's not safe. Like looking at some of the stuff, she was like, it's not safe. And Switzerland's like really small. It's just, you know, it's like okay, lead me to the black girl. She's over there. Make a left, make a right, make a left, make a right, and you'll find her. It's easy. Not saying that there aren't black people here, but it's like in Italy, in certain places in Italy, if you are in Florence, maybe you'll have won't find anyone. But if you go to Umbria, you might be able to say, is there a black girl living over here? Yeah, you're going to make a left, make a right. She's on the second floor. It doesn't have an elevator, so you're going to have to walk up, and the door is never unlocked on the outside. So don't even bother and buzzing. Easy. We're going to keep it real. Easy. So you have to be very careful with the stuff that you are posting online, guys. Remember the movie on Netflix, the documentary, Don't F With Cats. Remember, they found him from the smallest little things. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you guys like this type of content, let me know and I will continue to make it. But yeah. Best of luck to all parties involved.